You ever wonder why you see so many other coaches, entrepreneurs online right now doing six figures or six figures plus or even seven figures a year, and it seems to come to them very seamlessly. And yet you haven't even generated your first $5,000, period, in your business. Well, if you never generated at least $100,000 a year in your coaching business, or you haven't even generated your first $10,000 a month in your business online, or heck, not even $1,000, or maybe you haven't made your first sale, I'm going to help you in this video and show you in this video why that is, and also help you overcome that and fix that right now. Hey, what's going on, my friend? Chris Harold again, the Marketing Superman. And in this video here, I'm going to share why there are so many broke coaches online today and what you need to do to fix it. And I can remember a couple years back, me hustling, grinding, praying, believing, and trusting that I was going to just blow up and literally get rich overnight. It seemed like it was yesterday, but I can remember praying and having this vision from God and believing, and even in the church service one time, going down and having the prophet of the church lay hands and say, you're going to be rich by such and such date in your business, right? And I remember going home and believing that, like, I'm going to be rich. And this was literally maybe like 15 years ago. And those 15 years passed, and it never did happen. And no matter what, I believed it. I worked. I gave to get. I joined so many more ministries, right? And I was in belief. I hustled. I grinded. I put in the labor. Yet, despite those efforts, I could never hit six figures annually in my business online. So what happened for me? What happened? What was that change? What allowed me from being a hustler, the grinder, the religious person, who gave to get, who believed in works, right? And strived and tried hard, to do those things. What allowed me to go from that person to literally a couple of years ago going from 0 to six figures in 59 days to literally earning as much as $33,000 in single days now online, and literally have helped other folks create 5-figure months and six-figure businesses as well. What changed in a short amount of time? Well, I'm going to share with you what changed, my friend, right now. And I'm going to share with you the number one obstacle that is preventing you from hitting that six-figure plus mark in your business as well. And let me let the cat out the bag right now, my friend. Your greatest foe, your greatest enemy, also can be your greatest friend. What do I mean? Well, when you're trying to achieve anything of great significance, your best thinking has you exactly where you are. It doesn't matter how hard you work. It doesn't matter how hard you grind. It doesn't matter how many ministries you serve in your church. It doesn't matter how much you tithe. It doesn't matter how much you believe. All those things do not matter. What prevents most people, and why so many coaches are broke today online, why so many consultants and course creators and online entrepreneurs are broke, is not because of those things, not because they don't work hard. It's because their best thinking has them where they are today. You see, where you are today is a sum total of all your thoughts. What you're manifesting today in your life and business, your best thinking caused it. No one else's. Yours. And unfortunately, and hopefully after watching this video here, fortunately, you realize that your thinking can be your greatest ally or your biggest foe. But you have to decide. Now, the last word I use there is very, very important. One thing I've discovered when I was struggling, hustling, working hard, giving to get, serving in every ministry, believing I'm about to get rich, believing my business is about to hit six figure plus, seven figures and beyond, right? When I was doing all those things, I noticed something I did not do that I know now that I do. Well, what most people do, that do not have a successful business, write this down. I've observed this from students, I've observed this from clients, and I've observed this from others. What most people do that do not generate at least $100,000 more a year in their business online is they make choices. What changed for me was when enough was enough and I stopped making choices and I made a decision. Often I share my story on how I went from $12.06 to my name, a married man with kids, 13 days before Christmas, and I had to make a decision. Because at that moment, I wanted to end my life. I wanted to kill myself in my office while my two sons were outside my office playing. I picked up the phone and called a suicide hotline. And when I called a suicide hotline, they literally told me, you're caller 54. And when they told me that, I had an epiphany. And the epiphany was, if I'm caller 54, that means there are 53 other people who also thinking about taking a permanent solution to a temporary problem. So what did I do in that moment, my friend? I could have made choices, which I've made to that point and didn't know then, but I was making choices. Meaning that I had options. I could try this, or that. Yet I was not happy with the results I was manifesting. Ask yourself, are you happy with all the things you've done in the last 5 years of your career in your business? All the things you've done, all the webinars you've attended, all the challenges you attended, all the events you've attended, all the master classes, all the seminars, all the posts, all the work, all the beliefs, all the stuff you have done. Are you happy? Has it gotten you the results you thought you would have by now? Probably no. So what did I do in that moment? In that moment, I told myself I had to stop making choices, and I made a decision. And when you make a decision is superior to a choice. A choice always leaves a backdoor option available. A choice is a plan B. You would never create a successful business no matter how much you want, no matter how much you pray, no matter how much you beg, no matter how much you work. You would never create the business of your dreams by making choices. If you have an alternative to say, well, if I, maybe I do a little bit of this, if not, I'll do that. If that's your mindset, you're going to continue to manifest more what you've been manifesting. When you make a decision, you cut off all other options. You kill the other option. That's what the very word means in Latin. It means to move away, to kill other options. Meaning that there's no alternative. So several years ago, even in my brokest point in my life, $12.06 to my name, where I didn't know the right from the left, the top from the bottom, how I was gonna get out this pit. All I had was God talking to me and a decision to make. And I made a decision that day, and actually I made 3 decisions that day. First decision I made, I was no longer going to continue to pray and work and expect God to bring down a miracle. A lot of folks have the mindset of the children of Israel when they were in the wilderness. What do I mean? Well, God did something miraculous for them when they was in this wilderness for 40 years. What did God do? God rained down manna to sustain them, to nourish them. That was a supernatural miracle. Most people today have that same mentality, where they expect God to work miracles and some magically send down 6 figures plus a year right to their bank account. So they pray and wait for miracles. Yet, Jesus rebuked people who looked and wanted miracles. That was the first decision I made. I said, I can't just sit there and pray and expect God to bring down miracles. What was the second decision I made? The second decision I made at that point, when I had $12.06 to my name, I wanted to end my life, was I knew I needed help. And I knew I could not continue to go to every free webinar, every free challenge, every free event, every free workshop, or buy low-ticket courses or join low-ticket programs. I can't spend $100 here and expect to make six figures. I couldn't go buy a $1,000 program and expect to make six figures, right? I knew things needed to change, and I needed real mentorship. I needed to find someone who had the results that I wanted and find out what it took to work with them. And no matter the amount they told me, I made a decision I'm going to pay for it. Now, I made this decision before I even sought out the person. I made this decision when I had $12.06 to my name, right when I wanted to end my life. That was the second decision I made. I'm going to pay to get the help from someone who got the results I want, and whatever their fee is, I'm going to pay it. I said, I don't know how, but I made a decision. See, when you make a decision, you leave no room for I can't. You wonder why you're stuck in your business right now? You wonder why you can't hit six figures or more in your business right now? It's because, like most people, and I used to as well, I had an I can't mindset. Right? If someone say, hey, to work with me was, at that time, if you told me working with you was $5,000, I thought you just told me $500,000. And the first thing that would come to my mind was, I can't do it. Why? Because I got $12.06 to my name. See, but I made a decision that no matter what their amount is, I'm going to do it. And the third decision I made was that when I found the mentor who had the results I wanted, they told me the amount, I made a decision to pay and to get the money and pay that amount. I didn't cry. I didn't complain. I made a decision to do it. See, here's the deal. There is no such thing as lack in the world, especially if you're in God's kingdom. If you're a citizen in God's kingdom, there is no such thing as lack. God is not a God of lack. If there is no financial abundance in our lives and we claim to be a child of God, that's on us. It's not on God. Because there's no such thing as lack. I learned this a long time ago that money's all around us. See, you don't lack resources. No, you do not. You lack being resourceful. I can go through your house right now and find $50,000. Literally. I can go through your closet, ladies. I can go through your game room and television sets and cell phones and all kinds of stuff, guys. Literally, you have $50,000 in your house right now. The difference is you have not made a decision to choose, do I want to stay entertained? Do I want to stay comfortable? Do I want to keep this stuff that makes me feel like I'm somebody? Or do I want to change my life? See, Jesus said you got to count the cost. You would get nothing of significance without sacrifice. If you're not willing to sacrifice those things that don't make you money, that don't grow your business, you would never hit six figures or more. No matter what. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. Okay? See, you have to make a decision. And that means there is no alternative. And I made this decision years ago. Years ago, way before I was able to hit six figures in 59 days. But crazy thing is, the moment I made that decision, and I had no idea. Now, when I made the decision to pay this mentor, the amount at that time, that mentor, I got to share something new with you, but the amount at that time was $24,000. Guess what? I did not have $24,000 in my bank account. So what did I do? I got resourceful. I got a couple of trainings I created. It's on the YouTube channel called How to Manifest Money Out of Thin Air. Go watch it. And 24 Ways to Get Money to Grow Your Business. If you watch those 2 trainings and apply it, there's no way on God's green earth you can't manifest the money that you need to manifest, whatever you need to invest in. I've seen it happen with clients who told me, Chris, I don't have the money to join your program. I said, listen, go watch 24 Ways to Get Money to Grow Your Business. Go watch How to Manifest Money Out of Thin Air. I said, and apply what you learn. And I said, do not contact me back until you watch them and apply them. I said, I guarantee if you do, you will find the money you need for my program and much more. And every person who did it, did it. Why? Because they made a decision. People who struggle in their business do not make decisions. They make choices. They allow their current circumstances to decide for them. Well, I don't have the money sitting in my bank account. Yet I probably got it in a 401k. Yet I probably got it in savings. Yet I probably got it over here. Yeah, I can get it over here. It's so many ways to get money. But until you make a decision, your mindset of I can't is going to dominate you. See, when you say I can't do something, you kill off all the other options that I can wants to give you. So when that gentleman told me, when I had $12.06 to my name, my program is $24,000, I could have said, like most people, I can't do it. Great offer. I believe it can help me, but I can't do it because I don't have the money. How many times have you said that? How many times has that robbed you when you look back because of your limited thinking? See, not knowing how to think has cost you millions of dollars. Me not knowing how to think until much recently cost me millions of dollars. Imagine if you knew how to think when you was a teenager. Imagine if someone taught you how to think. But we don't know how to think anymore because we let television condition us on how to think. We let entertainment condition us on how to think. We let society condition us on how to think. We let the church and religion condition us on how to think. We let our peers who are not successful condition us on how to think. We let family members who are not successful condition us on how to think. We let all these outside forces tell us how to think because we don't want to be the black sheep. Because we're worried about if I reject what they're telling me, now they're not going to love me anymore. Now they're not going to talk to me anymore. You know what? Good. If they're going to reject you because you refuse to follow their way of thinking, that's not getting the life that they want, and it's not getting the life that you want, and they don't want to deal with you, they're doing you a favor. They're doing you a favor. The power of thinking. People don't think anymore because we don't know how to think. We let technology think for us now. We become so dependent on technology now, AI and everything, that we don't think anymore. And we're the one made in the image of God, not technology. Ooh, write that down. You are made in the image of God, not technology. And there's no obstacle, no amount of money, no amount of challenges, no amount of anything that can stop you from doing the thing God put you in planet to do. The only thing that can stop you is you. And by you is your thinking. If you think you don't have the money, guess what? You're right. If you think you can't do it, guess what? You're right. If you think it's too hard, guess what? You're right. Is this making sense? If this making sense, type in the comments right now what you're finding most valuable from this. I want to know if this is making sense. If this is making sense, type in the comments right now what you're finding most valuable from this. Because there's no such thing as limit and lack. Only what you're thinking has taught you what limit and lack is. Let me share another story with you. Recently, and I mean literally about a couple of days ago, I just invested $55,000 in a coaching program. Now, the average person would say, There's no way on God's green earth I'm paying somebody $55,000. In fact, I was sharing this with a friend of mine. And he's an entrepreneur, but he's more the traditional type of entrepreneur. He was like, he said, man, I never pay anybody $55,000. I said, that's great. I said, you don't see the value in it. But I said, also, guess what? No one will ever pay you $55,000 either. Because you don't see the value in it, because you're not looking at it from the perspective of, it's not how much you're paying, but how much of return can I get? Because I'm investing $55,000 and thinking of, I'm going to turn this into $500,000 minimum in 12 months. I said, that is my goal, to turn this into $550,000 in 12 months. And I said, I totally believe I can do it. But I made a decision. See, I made a decision years prior to always continue to invest in myself, regardless if I got the money or not. Because I actually moved some stuff around and created some additional resources to put the $55,000 in this program. But since I made a decision and not a choice, see, a choice would say, well, I can invest $55,000 here, or I can go pay somebody else $5,000 for this. And guess what? Choices were all around me. But I made a decision that when I invest big, I go big. When I invest more, I pay attention more. Right? And I understand ROI. See, I understand ROI and COI. Now, if you're in business, you've heard the phrase ROI, return on investment. But are you familiar with the phrase COI, cost of inaction? I knew that, yes, I'm at six figures and multiple six figures. I said, yet I desire to grow to seven figures. And I knew that I would never get to seven figures based off what I currently know on how to create a six-figure plus business. We've done six figures every year in our business, or multiple six figures every year in our business since 2020. However, I knew because of the way I think now that I would not get to seven figures with the same thing that got me to six figures plus. Different way of thinking. Right? So I made a decision. So every choice I make in my business is from a decision I made when I had $12.06 to my name. When I was at my brokest point in my life, not at my most abundant point in my life, and that's easy. When I was broke as a joke, didn't know how I'm going to come up with $24,000, I made a decision, and I was able to manifest that money, come up with the resources, and literally, when I invested at $24,000, 5 months later, I had my very first $3,000 day online, and that eventually turned into over $279,000 in a 12-month span. Was that investment worth it? Of course. Why did it work? Because I made a decision to not allow my thinking be my biggest ally. Be my biggest foe. The reason why you're stuck in your business today, the reason why you can't hit six figures in your business today. Now, there are other strategic stuff as well, right? I help my clients get past a lot of other strategic stuff, but also the stuff I'm talking about right now. But probably the biggest reason why you can't hit six figures or more in your business online, the biggest reason why you're not having $10,000 months in your business right now online, the biggest reason why you haven't even made your first $1,000 sale in your business right now online is because of your thinking. It's because of your thinking. It's because of your thinking. The moment you make a decision to not allow your thinking to continue to make decisions for you, your bad thinking, think about this. When you make a decision that I'm going to prioritize my business, I'm going to prioritize my personal development, I'm going to prioritize growing and scaling my knowledge and skills in my business. Why? Because I got a big vision. I got a big purpose in mind. So you'll make sacrifices. Meaning that you won't go on all those vacations that you see some of your friends who maybe work a 9 to 5 going on right now. Maybe you don't go out and buy that dream car that you want right now. You don't upgrade your house and buy that bigger house that triples your mortgage payment right now. Why? Because you got a bigger vision. Your friends and family who was working 9 to 5, they have no bigger vision. That's going to be it for them. And they're okay with an average lifestyle. But when you have a big vision, when you have big goals, when you have big dreams, you got to make sacrifices right now. So some of those things that other folks are doing, other folks are spending their money on, you got to make decisions where they're spending their time at, because your time is your most precious asset anyway. But you got to make a decision. You know what? If it's not in alignment with my assignment, I'm saying no. Because why? My time is valuable. So I can't give my time to it. Now, I'm not saying not spend time with folks, but I'm saying you have to know how to prioritize your time when you have a crystal clear vision and goals and direction. So every decision you make, you have to ask yourself, is this going to bring me closer to my goals? And not just financial goals. You have relationship goals, health goals, right? Things like that as well. But you got to ask yourself, is this going to bring me closer to my goals? Yes or no? And if it's a no, say no. No is my greatest ally. I've told more people no in the last 2.5 years than probably the last 20 years ever. I used to be a person that whatever you presented my way, I would jump on it because I had no clear vision. I had no clear goals. And there's no wonder why I kept floundering and struggling to build a successful business online. Not until I had a crystal clear vision, not until I fully began to understand my assignment and purpose and what God put me here to do, and realize my skill set and become more proficient in my skill set and invested financially in to grow that skill set with coaching, mentoring, training, right? And begin to use tools to multiply that meal, like paid ads and challenges, virtual events, right? That multiplies your money fast. That's when things begin to change. But everything goes back to your thinking. Your best thinking has you where you are today. Ask yourself, when you say no, is that no leading you closer or further away from your goals? Because we have a habit of saying no to the very thing we need to say yes to, and we say yes to the very thing we need to say no to. There's just, unfortunately, that's part of the fall of man. That's part of the failure mindset and inclination that we have, a fear mindset, where when I was told $24,000 to invest, when I was recently told $55,000 to invest, I could have allowed that fear or butterflies or things like that, right? Allow me to say no. And what we naturally do is justify that no. You know, we love to tell ourselves rational lies. You get it? We rationalize. Rational lies. And when opportunities come to invest in ourselves, we always look for reasons not to buy instead of reasons to buy. God, it's the reason why the masses are not successful. Because of the way we think. Think about this. Why we look for reasons not to buy? Why? Because we want to stay comfortable. We want to stay safe. We're afraid of losing money because, again, our thinking. We value keeping our money, or we value not losing money than the time we're losing. Your time is much more valuable than your money. How many times have you invested in something and it didn't work out, but lo and behold, a couple years later, you still got money? Funny how that works out, right? But how many times have you given up your time and you gave it up Did you get that time back? Of course not. See, our thinking, until you know how to take on new thinking, until you get brainwashed of the brainwashing you already had, right? And until you know how to make decisions that allow you to make powerful decisions that move you close to your goal and no longer make choices that push you further away from your goals, that's the only time things are going to change for you. I hope this is making sense. I hope this is resonating you. I hope it's, the Bible talks about how the Bible, is like a double-edged sword, cutting to the bone and the marrow. My goal today is to cut you to the bone and marrow. And for you to say enough is enough. A lot of folks say enough is enough, but they don't mean it because they don't make decisions. They still make choices. As long as you keep making choices, all that's going to change for you is you're going to keep getting older, older, and older. But then you look back 5 years and you see yourself in the same financial position you were because you never made a decision. I challenge you today to make decisions. I challenge you today to say, I'm going to make a decision and change the way I think. I'm no longer going to think the way I've been thinking for the last 40 plus years of my life. I'm going to take on a new way of thinking. That way I can manifest new results. That's the only way. You cannot create new results from the same old thinking. That's like Jesus talking about old wineskins and new, and new wineskins. Right? You can't create something new with the same old thinking. You cannot create a six-figure business online with the same thinking that allows you to generate only $1,000 a month in your business. You can't create a multiple six-figure business online with the same thinking that only allow you to generate $5,000 a month in your business. See, there's a gap. It's something you don't know. And until you get that knowledge from someone else who has that knowledge, who's been where you at, nothing will change. Besides you wasting more of the most valuable thing God has given you. And that's your time. So how valuable is your time? Only you can answer that. We think we have all the time in the world. So we keep putting stuff off, putting stuff off, putting stuff off. It's going to be a day at a time where God said, you know what? This is your day. Your time is up. When God tells you your time is up, are you ready for it? Have you done the very things he put you on this planet to do? Have you credited your programs? Have you credited your course? Have you launched your book funnel? Have you done the things? Have you created the impact that God wants you to create through your business? Or are you still in that place where you're making choices about your business? Because when your time is up, there's no do-over. There's no coming back. So let me know if you found this valuable. Let me know if you accept my challenge. I want you to type in the comments right now. Chris, I decide to change my thinking going forward. I'm no longer going to continue the thought process I've had for the last 40 plus years of my life. I'm only going to make decisions that bring me closer to my goals from here on out. I'm not going to allow my circumstances, my limited thinking. I'm no longer going to say I can't. I'm only going to say how can I? And I'm making a decision today to cut off all other options. Because I know God has called me to this marketplace. God has called me to success. God has created me to success. And I'm making a decision right now that I am successful and I'm willing to do whatever it takes morally and ethically to make sure that it happens. I'm making a decision to invest financially in coaching and training and mentoring to change my life and grow my business. So that way I can attract other folks who are willing to do business with me and give me money to help them solve their problems as well. I'm making a new decision today. The way I see money, the way I see business, the way I see success, and the way I see life. If you're willing to commit to that decision right now, type in the comments right now, I am committing to changing my life. I want to see it in the comments. You put in the comments, I will personally respond back to you. And see about hooking you up with some resources to help you. But you got to make a decision. Your best thinking has you where you are today. If you're not happy where you are today, guess who can fix and change that? That's the beautiful thing about all this. You. But it starts with the decision and not a choice. God bless you. You're on YouTube. Do all the good YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, share this video with others. Especially if you need to hear this. Share this video with others on social media right now. Hit the share button. Hit the bell. That way when I upload something new, you know. And remember this, my friend. Put God first, and you too shall succeed. Peace and God bless.